Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Friends
Yes,
Podcast, man.
sir.
Thank you for joining us. And if it's your first time, we appreciate you for coming through. My name is Matt. I'm here with my two co-hosts.
What's up, y'all? It's Jay.
My name is Rod, and this is the Friends Podcast. Make sure you check us out. We're streaming everywhere: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube. Also, make sure you go check out our shirts at the TFP shop, and our socials is at the Friends Pod, TikTok, and YouTube. So go check that out as well.
Man, we're gonna start off a little bit, on the darker side a little bit today, but we want to talk about this guy that he got interviewed on the street and he talked about his not near death experience, his actual death experience. So we watched the
Yeah, he
video
had a
already.
craniectomy or something.
Yeah, he had a crank. So
Um,
damn, we should just go ahead and play it, to be honest. Unless y'all like, does anybody else want to talk through it?
Yeah, I'd rather we just play it.
Honestly, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and pull this joint up right quick, and we'll see what dude is talking about. Refresh real quick.
Is gone. Like, how did that happen?
I had a seizure.
Really?
Yeah. It's pretty crazy to talk
Wow.
about. But yeah, I had a seizure last week, and it's fallout from like my death from last year. I died.
Your death?
Yeah. I had what's called a craniectomy, or I had a blood clot on my brain. It grew to the size of my brain. Popped my skull open when I was working at Finale Cafe.
This happened when you were at work?
Yeah. And then I was in a coma for 2 weeks. I was pronounced dead. My vitals came back on in the ambulance. I survived a 6-hour surgery. It's called a craniectomy. And it was a 42% fatality rate. And my doctor calls me coin flipper because I flipped a coin on my life. And I had a bad coin and I still won.
Whoa. So
Yeah.
wait. So you died before.
Yes.
How did that feel? What was the experience like?
Peaceful.
Peaceful.
Yeah.
Really? Like, what did you see? Like, you see anything?
Nothing.
Really?
You don't see anything. I mean, I'm not saying nobody sees anything.
Right.
I did not see anything. And I've always thought stories like that are kind of like BS or whatever. But now that I've been through it, what I can say is true that a lot of people say is life flashes before your eyes. Like every memory, I'm telling you, every single memory you've ever made in your entire life will rush past you at like light speed. And you get to a point where whatever pain you might be feeling, you don't feel it anymore. And you'll kind of just start to not even understand what's going on. And then either you'll be back or you won't.
Wow.
But it's very peaceful. And honestly, one of the hardest things I've had to deal with is accepting to be back alive after I died.
Wow. Wait. So it's harder for you to accept you're alive than being dead.
Yes, it was
Wow.
really peaceful. And it honestly is something that I struggled with for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling better now. And I hope it always stays that way.
Wow.
So until then, yeah, we just like are going to.
That's crazy.
That's really
that's
interesting.
wild.
I think it's just interesting, just because you would think that if you died and came back to life, you would think that you would have a lust for life at that point. But then he kind of like, damn, that shit was so peaceful that I kind of want to do that shit again. Like, that's just really interesting to me.
You know, his description of his experience is kind of what I've always thought like afterlife would be like. Like, I really do feel like it's just nothing and peaceful in its nothingness. Like, I think your consciousness might continue to survive, but like your consciousness isn't experiencing anything else because it's not in a human form.
Right.
I don't know. You know, I would love to hear his experience in comparison to somebody who has, like you said, like, oh, I died and now I have lust for life. Like, is that somebody who maybe didn't have very pleasant memories when they looked back and now they want
Right.
to, you know, create other memories?
Mhm.
Like, I'm curious what the difference is in terms of why he feels so peaceful versus other people who are like, no, I was on the other side and I want to come back.
That is interesting, yeah, because maybe his reel that played throughout his, when he was dying was just like terrible memories. So, I mean, and he touched on the fact that he said like literally it'll start from. He said every memory flips through, like every single memory. Like, do y'all feel like it's that way?
Like
Because
a
I feel
photo
like,
book.
yeah, like is that? I feel like that would just be crazy to feel that way though. Like, how would
I've
that?
heard that like for sure. Like all
Mhm.
your memories go by like a photo book.
Yeah.
But I really just hope my life, like when it gets to that point, like it's just pretty much like a highlight reel of all my best moments. So
Yeah.
that's really what I want it to be. So
Yeah. So you don't want to see no bad when I mean you about to die. So like, why can't you just see everything?
Be like,
no,
damn,
I
I
don't want
fucked
to
up
see
that
my
day.
bad shit.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I ain't trying to see that. Like if I was sick or I ain't trying to relive those moments.
Mhm.
Like keep those out.
That's real. Now that you say that, that's real. That's pretty real. Um. So he said that he saw nothingness. He said he saw the So like peace, the peace part. Like I would imagine it would be very peaceful. I don't know. That sounds kind of dark though, but I feel like it would be peaceful because it's like you don't have your
Because
blood.
nothing.
You said what?
Yeah, because there's nothing. Like, there's no bills. There's nowhere you have to be. There's no conflict. There's
Yeah,
no stress. There's no
yeah.
pain. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, it would be peaceful.
Nah, for real. I always talk about just like the fact that like your blood ain't got to run through your body no more. Like that's a lot of stress. Like that's crazy to think like the things your body does to function every day. Like it's not doing that no more. Like your body is at peace. You know what I mean? Like,
True. Yeah, full rest.
mm-hmm.
Are you guys scared of death?
Nah, not really.
I feel like it'd be a bunch of regrets or if I didn't do everything I wanted to do or mostly everything. Like if I died like today or like young, I'd be really upset. But if it's like later on, after I got like time to live a little bit more,
Yeah.
maybe about a good 30. Like I think it like
Be like,
I
I'll
think
knock
everything
out
would
my
be
list
good.
by 30, in 30 years.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know,
But today, yeah, I'll be sick. Like no.
I
There'll be a
think that
bunch of like nasty shit in my highlight reel. I'm like,
oh man. I think it doesn't matter either way because I'm gonna be dead anyway, so I'm not gonna remember if it was good or bad. Like that's kind of how I feel about it. Like, I'm not scared of it because it, like it's just gonna happen. Like it's just so real. It just happen every day. Like this is So I'm not really scared. Would y'all say y'all are?
Mm, no, I'm not particularly scared of death. Because, yeah, I imagine that whatever is after this is very, like, peaceful because it's just nothing.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to go no time
Right.
soon. Like,
Exactly.
I still got a lot of stuff I want to do, but I'm not one of those people who's like, oh my goodness, if that, like, oh, happened, it would be the worst thing ever. It's like, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't be here. Like, it wouldn't be the worst thing for you because you won't even be here.
Hmm. You know what? You know how I might frame that is like I'm scared of what I won't accomplish that I will want to accomplish like before my death. Like that's I feel like I'm scared of that. You know what I mean? But like the actual act of having it or like doing it or whatever, like it is what it is. There's so
what do you
many.
guys feel about
Mhm.
like you get down to about the end of your life or whatever, and you left no mark at all.
Mhm.
Like no one knows your name.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was funny to me. Go ahead.
Like I feel like most people like when we're young and growing up, we like, man, I want to be this. I want to everyone to know my name. I want to do that. But
Mhm.
the sad reality is like majority of us, nobody don't know. Like like
Right.
we think our entire life like we gonna be somebody
Yeah.
and end up just being somebody to our kids and be like, that's good enough.
See, I'll take that. That's cool. But like, there are
Mhm.
people who die who are literally, and this feels so bad. Oh
Uh-oh.
man. But yeah, I definitely want to leave a mark. It's crazy to think that there are people who die and like nobody even notices.
Mm.
Like, you ever hear about those like stories of like, oh, this person, we found the body a month after they died, and it's like nobody looked for you for a month. Like you were just at home, dead on the couch, decaying, and nobody even thought, like, damn, I haven't heard from so-and-so in a minute. Like, that's crazy. That to me would be my biggest fear. Like to have a life that is so insignificant that like nobody even knows what happened to me. Nobody's checking for me. Damn.
Or they like actually have like a little bit of fame, then log on Twitter and be like, Chingy's died. And you like, damn, like they killed me off. Like I'm still here.
Oh man. I think it is important to leave your mark. I think it is important, but it's just like on who. Like I feel like it don't matter if I'm like famous or anything. Like that don't really matter to me. But like to leave your mark on somebody is just to like
somebody. Like
yeah. Like it gotta be somebody. Like you said, right? Like your kids. Like of course if you had kids, like you're gonna leave whether good or bad.
Even if you didn't have kids, like do I have a niece, a nephew? Do I have a fucking neighbor that's like, oh, that was a cool old lady. Like she used to always bring me cookies. Like you need somebody who's like, yeah, so and so. You know, I got good memories of that.
Yeah, like today, I don't think too many people will be like, will say much. Like they'll just be like, damn, like that shit crazy. like I don't think like there wouldn't be no post for real. Like he gone. Like, well, shit. Like our family might shed a tear, but we're gonna have a dinner and then I don't know.
But does it matter if that's how it is though? Like, I feel like that's okay. Like I guess I don't know.
I don't want to think about it that way. Like that's not okay with me. Like
there is definitely a difference between those people who get the post where it's like a paragraph, like, oh my goodness, I remember when we met October 12th, 2017. And you know, ever since then, you've always checked on me, you always made sure I was straight. Those posts versus like a picture and the caption is just RIP. It's like, damn.
Yeah. Angel wings.
Like that's it.
EST 2023.
Like,
fuck out of here.
Oh man. Oh man. No,
like,
that
you
is.
ain't have shit to say about this person.
Damn,
that he was a good dude. Like that's it.
Man, yeah, that is sad though. I mean, I think that there is a point where it's like, okay, just your family is important, but of course your friends, your colleagues, like, you know what I mean? Of course you want them to feel some type of way. But at the end of the day, like I said, we gonna die, so it don't matter if they feel the type of way anyway. You're not gonna remember
because they're gonna die too,
and they're gonna exactly. So, yeah, man, death is just an interesting thing. People don't want to touch it for some reason. Like I don't know what it is. Like nothing to be scared of. But let me go ahead and get into this next joint. This one, now speaking of scared, I just don't want us to get canceled for watching this one. So, but we're gonna get into it anyway, man. We're gonna get into it and tread as light as possible. But
what are you talking about?
The Phor.
Yeah, he's been having a big week.
Big week.
Most definitely.
If you are laid up on the news, I think it was this past week, a picture of him went viral where he was locked in a cage, like an animal cage, like a dog cage, naked. At that.
Wow, crazy! That's a crazy picture to leak.
That's a cool thing, like being locked up in a cage. Like I don't know, like.
Oh, really? No.
Like who's on the other side?
Exactly. I don't know.
Well, like, she put her like ass cheeks on the cage. You just like.
So is that what the appeal of this is? That's why they do it.
I don't know what they're doing, but I'd imagine, like, I hope.
Like, I don't know. You might just be in there barking on the leash for real. But let me go ahead and play this. Shit. You said what?
Freaky as shit.
No, definitely. But let's go ahead and get into this video, man. And I guess we'll react, throughout. So share this.
Besides that, but like, what is some? That's it.
Shit. I mean, I don't know. I ain't really. I mean, I think that's the only thing I really
That's
said
the
no
only
to.
thing.
For
What
the most
about
part.
trans women?
So I had an experience with one. It was a threesome.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was with a girl I was dealing with, and she was married, and she got up with me for her fetishes. You know what I'm saying? And she was into like the pegging and all that type of stuff, right?
Did her husband know?
No, hell no.
Of course not, girl.
No, I was just like the side.
She said she got with me to fulfill her.
Yeah, because she couldn't do none of that at home.
None of that at home, so that was her escape.
Yeah, but the thing was, like I said, like we got a we had one day she wanted to have a threesome, right? She didn't say with who or anything like that. We went to the hotel, you know what I mean? She hit the lights real low. Now, imagine at this point, I've been rocking with her for a minute, so we already kind of comfortable. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I know what she into, she know what I'm into type shit. But when she brought her partner, the girl or whatever, because of who I was, she had the lights dim anyway, because she didn't want the girl to be like on some.
Oh my God, that's for
she's one.
Do people know him like that? Like I've never heard about him before this week.
Yeah, I don't know who for it. I thought that was a number. I don't know what for it. Do you know who that is, right?
Nah, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I didn't watch Black Ink Crew. But I mean, his experience seems pretty interesting so far. I'm just trying to. I'm so intrigued to hear more. Like,
right.
Wait, what?
Right.
Like Angela Yee, she was. I like how she like threw it out there though. So what about trans women? Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. She's trying to get the answers for real.
Yeah, she had that queued up.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Girl, dick got hard.
No, I ain't get that far yet. No, so they making out. Story. This is a while ago too, though. But look, they was making out or whatever.
Oh,
I was blindfolded at first, and then she took them off, and so I'm sitting there. They making out. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's busting, it's popping. You know what I'm saying? And imagine the light's still low. So I get to doing my thing or whatever. She's this is when I knew it was a trans woman. So the girl I was with, she had a little strap on stuff, and then next thing you know, I'm watching her get penetrated by the other woman.
By the trans? With no strap. So it was a trans that didn't have the surgery.
Yeah, exactly. She was fucking it. Like she was talking about this, she was getting fucked. So at that point, I'm like, oh wow. So
pause right there?
After we got done, everything I told her.
Cause that's
Wait, so she was fucking her and sucking his dick. Like I guess I'm trying to understand. Like what was he talking about? He was blindfolded.
So how you see it?
And the lights was dim.
And the lights
I'm trying to understand what the hell is going on here. Like, did he know what's going on, or he don't know what's going on?
I mean, he must have known at one point once he saw the one girl knocking the other girl's boots out. I'm trying to figure out though which one was the one who was sucking his dick.
What, like that he just said?
Yeah, was it the trans woman or the other woman he was messing with?
I think it's the woman because he said she was getting pounded out while he getting his dick sucked.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
but I'm like, that's happening with you. You got a blindfold while all that's going on. It's like, how did you know she was getting pounded out?
The questions that need answers. I don't know. Might be a little. I was about to say it might be a little cap in here, but it's okay. We're gonna finish this out and get to it.
But like, man, I wish you would have told me. Like,
I need a little heads up.
Yeah, but it just so it's more comfortable, like just so we know what we're getting into. But I wasn't mad at her, you know what I'm saying? Because she was just being herself. You know what I mean? But like I said, like from that moment, it just made me a little more open-minded. Like I started because Shorty was very, I ain't gonna lie, like people do they have so much great.
I said he was still trying to find his words. I feel like when he wanted to say, it's like, yeah, I've been dibbling and dabbling since that time.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Surgery out here, I'm like, wow, like and she was really a pretty girl, like not really a lot of makeup and none of that stuff. So I really didn't know at the moment. But once I learned about it, I start seeing like, okay, that's how they look now. So I started paying attention more, and now I've been kind of bringing more awareness to them because I feel like they don't get enough recognition, or people feel like they don't need to be talked about. They act like they don't exist.
Right.
You know,
they
so I
very
do
much
speak on
do.
them. Yeah, they
Like you
beings
don't gotta
us.
sneak around.
Yeah, but like I know a lot, and then the thing is, like I know a lot of like friends, like I guarantee I can go on a trans woman's page right now, and I'll see one of my friends like their pictures,
Right.
but I would never point them out. But I'll see like, oh, I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
But publicly, they probably never say
Yeah.
nothing. But the thing is like,
I think we're good with this right now. He's already said a lot there. Who want to kick it off?
I mean, I'm gonna kick it off as I feel like he's doing the right thing, at least speaking about it in a positive manner, like, hey, making it more normalized. He's not trying to cop a plea like, oh, I didn't do it, I didn't enjoy it, I don't get involved or do that kind of thing. I think he's trying to normalize it, which is, I mean, that's cool. That's cool for him to do that. But that's the good part.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like that's kind of my thought too. Is like, hey, do what you got to do. I mean, like I said, it did sound like he might have been fabricating a few different things just to try to like shoot himself some bail. Like I ain't know, or like, oh, the lights was off. You know, I'm Phor, they couldn't see me, so the lights was off and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like he not talking down. I think that's what it's gonna have to be. Like we got to respect all people. That's kind of how I feel about that.
I'm kind of wondering, like, who told this story first? Was it him? Was it someone told the story to the news outlet? Like, I'm really wondering, like, how did Angela Lee even know? Did they have a private conversation? Like how's this business out there?
I think he's just known for being very freaky and very open sexually. So that full interview, he was talking a lot about pegging. He talks about more of like that animal play. So like the fact that he likes to be put in a cage. He also was talking about being walked on a leash and the fact that he's like drank urine before. So I think she was just trying to figure out all the different experiences he's had because clearly he is very open sexually.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Why is his business out there? Like, does he put it out there?
I think he puts it out there. Like the picture of him in the cage, like he put that out there, as far as I know.
What about the urine thing? Like, where'd you hear that about? Like,
that was in that interview with Angela Yee.
Wow, it was all there. Okay. Angela Yee got to chill though. Like, let's be real. I think she's doing too much, and all that didn't need to touch the air. Like, I don't know. He could have kept some of that shit to himself. Like, when you into that kind of stuff, like, why is it so normalized to say all your kinks?
Like literally, every
Miami
one.
She was like, "Oh, I like to drink piss." Okay.
Now what? Like, okay. I mean,
you know,
go ahead.
I'm just gonna say it. There's just some stuff that is too freaky for me. I'm not judging other people, but there are just some things where I'm like, that's just too far for me personally. I'm not drinking anybody's pee. I'm not being walked on a leash. I mean, there's a lot of things that it's just a no for me, dog. And you know, it's like when guys ask you like, "Ooh, like, are you freaky? Are you nasty?" I always hated that question because at first it's like, yeah, and it's like, wait, like freaky, like what? Like,
oh no, not like that. No, wait.
Like I'm like regular freaky, like very regular freaky.
Let's start spitting and slapping. Like, no, like,
that's crazy.
I didn't want all this.
I'm very regular freaky. Like maybe we'll have sex outside type of thing, but like, nah.
Yeah, like that's level 1. That's like level 1, maybe 2. Like, but it gets deeper. Like,
clearly he proves.
You trying to talk about it?
Yeah. Who, me?
Yeah, like
talk about what?
I'm trying to figure out where do you like align with all this freaky shit? Like, do you agree with it? Like, you just like, yeah, that's wild. Like,
No,
you
it is
keep your own
wild.
opinion to yourself. Like, would you do any of this stuff or?
On the scale of 1 to 10, what level freaky are you?
I'm pretty low. I'm definitely under 5 for sure. Definitely under 5.
It's 5. What's a 5?
Like medium freaky, like you know.
What's on a freaky
Medium
like scale 1
freaky.
5?
It's on a 5 scale.
Yeah, that's
like,
better.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to feel like what's included in 5 for you.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I feel like you know what it is though. I feel like I'm pretty open to thinking about it. I don't have things that are just like super crazy fantasies where it's like, oh, it has to be this. But like, I'm open to like if somebody else would bring it. Like, I'm open to hearing her.
If you, I'm just saying if you would do it, like that's what level you are. Like,
I mean,
when you say you're 5, I guess okay. Let's start off 5. All right, spit.
Like, I don't need it, but
leash. Is that 5? I say that's 5.
5 is least 5.
I think it's past 5. I think actually let's do it on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 being the max. What number freaky are you?
2.5. Let me go right back in the middle. I feel like leashes.
If we say leash is more, I don't know where I would rank then. That's why I'm like, what is halfway? And I'm trying to like.
I'm about to say, like, leash is not that crazy to me. Like,
yeah, that's like half.
Yeah, like furries, it's not that crazy.
Like I've used the leash. Like,
you were walked or you did the walking?
No, I did the walking. Like I used the leash. Like,
okay.
Like, but I don't say that. I don't consider that like high on the scale. I would say that's like in the middle. Like that's like what Phor's talking about. Like that's high. Phor is talking about pegs and cages.
Well, cage
like
and leash is
urine.
Not too far apart.
Cage and leash is completely different.
Okay, so we're definitely putting pegging at high up on the scale, right?
That's number 5.
That's
the max.
That's like pretty much max. Yeah.
Like you went there.
Yeah. I also feel like urine play is a 5 to me.
Yeah, that's high on the list too. Like urine, if you like getting pissed on.
Let's be for real though. Like, y'all never wonder how it tasted?
No.
Oh, just me? Okay. All right.
Hell no.
I'm just playing for the podcast. I don't be thinking like that.
It's okay. This is a safe space to share your kings. We might laugh at them, but you can share them.
This is not a safe space.
I actually want him to share more. That's why I didn't say nothing. Like I was like, oh, keep going.
No, I mean, this is my thing. I don't really have like, and like I said, I don't have anything that's super crazy fantasy like that I think about. It's just like, if a woman brings it to me, like I might, it's things that I would consider, but it's things that I wouldn't consider as well. It's just like I can't really think of nothing.
What about baby play?
Ooh, nah, I don't really. That's one of the ones.
Change your diaper.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that's crazy. Like changing diapers. That's one of the ones that I would put pretty high, to be honest, because it just, to me, it teeters on like pedophilia type shit. Like it's weird to me. Like, why you want somebody that's
What if she wants to make you the baby?
Now that might be different. That might be different. Damn. I got to think about that one.
I don't think that's not even role playing. Is not high on the scale you did though.
But I think it depends on the type of role play. Like baby play to me is very different.
It's
like,
crazy.
Yeah, if she wants to breastfeed you and burp you and then put a diaper on you.
Actually, I didn't even think about that.
I'm about to say like
breastfeed.
Like for
when
real.
You put it like that, like I was thinking about. That might.
No, but the thing is, this is the thing though. I say it's levels to this shit because like there's things where it's like, oh, you do it in the bedroom, like every time y'all do it or whatever, like y'all dress up, role play. I think what Jermayne is talking about is like that's your lifestyle. Like
Yes.
every 24/7, you were in baby clothes and a onesie.
Like when
Getting
you are
bodies.
at home, you are living as a baby.
Yes, yeah. Like that type of shit. Nah.
I just can't see anybody really doing it. That'd be crazy.
I've explored some interesting parts of the internet, and yeah, there are people who like that's how they live. Same thing with like animal play. Like some people like literally when you're at home are a dog. Like they want to walk on all fours, they want to bark, and they want a partner who will be their owner.
Give him some kibbles and bits. There was that one dude,
that's
I think
weird.
that one dude in Asia where he changed to, like, he paid money to convert himself to a dog. Have y'all seen that?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so that's what he did. He just paid money. He a dog now. So
But like, how is he a dog now?
like he looks like a dog. Like he paid to look like a dog now.
Yeah, I mean, he wearing a costume, like a dog costume, and
yeah. Oh, it's a costume. I thought he like changed, like did some shit.
No, he's just in a costume.
Oh, okay. Wow. Interesting.
That's what it looked like.
Well,
would you be willing to have a threesome with a trans woman?
No. I'm good on that. I don't even want a threesome in general. Like, I'm not really, it's not my thing, but definitely not with a trans woman. No disrespect. Right.
Nah.
Can you say something?
I'm not that freaky.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Like that's like, yeah. I don't know. I'm not. That's freaky.
I know
that's
women
like getting pegged. Like that's up there.
Pretty much.
I know women who have that fantasy, so I definitely believe him on that part of the story. Like I've heard women who are like, "Oh, you know, my fantasy is to like have sex with a really attractive trans woman."
Mm-hmm.
Pre-op trans woman.
I feel like a lot of people like also like they assume if it's a trans woman, oh, he had to take it. Like, man, he could have been fucking her like Phor. Like he could have been doing that and not taking it. That's and he did call her pretty. So I don't do we think it's gay that he like because it's a trans woman and that's she considered a girl technically, I guess. Is that gay to say he if he fucked her?
Well, it depends because I mean it sounds like this is just one time. So like that's the first question is like if you just do it one time, was you just experimenting or is that what you are? And then once we figure that out, we can figure out like
even if he did it multiple times, like is it gay? Like, what do you think?
Remember there like this kind of came up in Insecure. There was an episode where I think Molly, was kicking it with some guy, and he mentioned that he had like had an experience with the man. But he's like, "Oh, I'm not gay. Like, I just, had an experience." It is interesting that like women are allowed to experiment, like be with other women, and nobody ever questions their sexuality.
Mm-hmm. I think I won't say it's gay because gay is what male on male, and then. He might be well. What do you call somebody that's attracted to trans people? I don't know what you call them, but that's like, what he would be.
To speak on like Jermayne's
pansexual.
Yeah, probably pansexual. Go ahead, Rat.
I was like, to speak on Jermayne's point, like I've definitely talked to a lot of ladies who said, "Oh, in their life, they've kissed a girl before, at least once." Like most of them, I would say. But if the roles were reversed. Like, have you ever kissed a guy? I feel like that would be crazy.
It would be perceived so differently.
I feel like we just don't be in them like what situation do women be in when they be doing that shit? Like I don't know what it is.
Drunk at a college party.
like we don't be doing that when we drunk with the boys. Like it's just not something that we do. Maybe I don't know what it is, but yeah, it is looked at differently. There's a lot of double standards that's just like they just are what they are, I guess. I don't know if it's a negative or a positive, but um I don't know. This is a touchy subject though.
Yeah, I know. I'm feeling the energy. I'm like everybody's skating.
Yeah, I'm
Pretty lightly.
tiptoeing in
Yeah.
my Jordans. I'm telling you.
So I'm like, maybe we should just move on. Like,
all I'm just gonna say
Uh-huh.
is Phor is a freaky boy. That is a freaky man right there. Personally, I could not be with somebody so freaky. I know my freak levels. I have accepted it. Like there are things that I like, and then there's just some stuff that is like, no. If you want this, you will be bored with me. So we might as well not even go there.
You know, I'm glad you said that because that's one of the things that I was thinking during the video was, you know, like at the very beginning, he said how it was a woman that would hit him up, like that was married, that wanted to have, you know, have some fun like that. I'm the fun guy, basically. And I was thinking to myself, like, how would I feel like when I know I don't want to do anything like this. Like, I'm not gonna involve myself in this, but my wife does. Like, I'm trying to figure out how mad I would be at that. Like that,
I
like
feel like that's also different though. Like if you're married and because you're with your partner for years, like technically when you say your vows, you're saying for life until you die. Whatever.
right.
Like I can imagine like what if your wife was into that and having another person like a trans woman or something involved or
Right.
like would you rather she come up and tell you that and like try to get you involved in like sleeping around or doing things outside of the marriage and stuff? Like at least you know that's how she get down and she making that open, like, or even like a dude like being like, hey, I want like another guy, like I want to do that as well, having threesomes or whatever. Like,
No, I would want, yeah, of course, like bring it up. Of course, you would want her to bring it up, but I feel like if I don't want to be involved, I don't want to be involved. But it's just like, what do you do in that situation? Is it straight divorce? Is it straight like, all right, we just gonna
after
separate, or
like
is it
5 to 10 years of being together and doing the same thing in the bedroom, she's like, oh, I want to spice it up.
right?
You just gonna leave her because like one time she want to do that? Like
That's what I'm saying. Is it one
or
time?
vice versa, or like
Is it just one time?
I don't know.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Maybe you
So
might like it.
nah, I'm good. Like I feel like I know. I feel like I know what I like at this point. It's like, so that's why I'm sitting here thinking about like, I don't know. I don't know what you would do. I feel like you had to work through it at that point. If you married for 10 years, 5 years, like you might as well try to work through it. You know what I mean? But you don't want your partner going out having escapades with other niggas like every month or whatnot. Like,
I can also see like even if he was open to doing different stuff, her husband, sometimes there are things like if I was married, I just wouldn't want to do with my husband. So like I've never had a threesome. I probably won't have a threesome. But like if I was going to, I could not imagine doing that with like somebody who I actually cared about. Like I can't see doing that with like, oh, this is my boyfriend, my husband, like this is somebody I love. No. Now, if it was like a Ford situation where it's like, hey, this is a guy who I'm cool with, he's a fun guy, then that's different. It might be like, you know what, let me have this experience with you because I don't really care about the ramifications. But with my husband, even if he was like, yeah, we could do that, it's like, no, like I don't want you to get too attached to the other woman. I don't want to feel jealous because I see you kissing on somebody else. I don't want, you to then look at me differently. I don't want this to become a normal part of our relationship. Like, I kind of see why there's some stuff like you just wouldn't want to do with your husband.
Let's take it away from adding an extra person or a body in the room and take it to, all right, pegging. when it's just two people and hey, your girl wants to peg and she's interested after about 5 or 10 years.
Damn. I lost a good one. That's what I'm gonna say. Like I done lost a good one. God damn, why she had to bring that shit up?
You want to give it a try? Like if your wife, like it's only y'all, like
No, I just already just know that's just not for me. I just know, like, yeah, nah, like I said, it's just something where just like, nah, I just can't. Like, I'm just not into that. To be honest, just to be honest with myself, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just not. Would you?
is there something wrong with it? Like
No, no. I don't even look at. I don't look at it crazy. I feel like I'm pretty sex positive. I just know that that's not it for me. Like, I just know that that's just not it for me. Um, would y'all do it, or would you? I don't know if I see Jermayne pegging somebody, but like, is that something that you would do?
You know what? There
If you
is
liked it?
something that's like intriguing about it, but it goes back to what I said. Like, I couldn't imagine doing that with like my real partner. If that was like, hey, this is a little freak nasty for, and this is all for experimentation, then potentially, but like, I wouldn't even want to bring that up to my husband. I feel like any man I actually would want to be with would look at me so crazy if I was like, hey, can I try pegging you?
No, but what if he brought it up though? Like after 5 or 10 years.
If he brought it up, I hate to say it, but like I would also probably be looking at him crazy. Like, where'd you get this idea from?
Right.
Like, to me, that's the reason why guys, I hate to say it, but guys like Phor exist. And maybe it exists for men too, like they're women like this, but like this is a person who is purely for trying shit out on. Like, they don't care, they're down for whatever, they're not gonna judge, and this is kind of normal to them. And so I can explore everything with this person.
Yeah, I feel like more people should just be more open, and then we don't have to have the side people. But also, I
Yeah,
just
but
think that.
like,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't think people have to be more open. Like, I wouldn't necessarily want to be with a man who was like, "Ooh, yeah, peg me." I probably
Yeah.
would not want to be with that man. No offense, but it doesn't mean that I might not have the curiosity of being like, I wonder what that feels like.
Okay. And then also, I just think that there's certain things like you were saying already, Jermaine, is like for the sanctity of your relationship, like you probably shouldn't see them in that manner. Like you shouldn't.
Yes.
I'm not gonna get. I'm about to say something crazy, but I'm not gonna get so specific. But,
Shoot, I'm gonna take it there. No,
okay.
I don't want to see my man on all fours. No. No, I'm sorry.
I've definitely seen ladies say they want to do that. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, pegging is interesting, but like,
a lot of white men actually they go through it. I heard.
Maybe go through it. That's funny.
That's where I saw the post came from. There was like the woman. There was a white lady. She was like, "Yeah, I want to do this to you." Like, yeah, and then he was just like, "I don't know," like, but he's like, "It's my wife, and you know, like, if she wants to do it, like, I plan to be with her forever. Like, I don't want to not deny her like her sexual gratification if she wants to do it." Like,
but then what do you do in that case if you're the man and you're like, all right, I'll do it. I'll let her have this experience. And you think like, okay, I might be cool doing this once, twice, whatever. And then she really likes that shit. She's like, yeah, I wanna peg you 3 nights a week. See, that's why I just think there's some boxes you shouldn't open up with your partner, because now you got to deal with that 3 nights a week for life.
Just mad. Just looking back, mad as hell. Like, why did I do this? Yeah, like that's go ahead, right?
But I don't know. I feel like if it gets to that point, it's like the first time you should realize if you're gonna like that shit or not, if it's gonna work out for you. Like,
that's true.
But I just, I don't know, just the way that she explained, she was like, "Yeah, I just feel like it's just macho. Like she felt like she felt strong and like empowered. Though, like I just don't get the appeal of it, but it's just like
I don't think it's.
I'm not mad at him for saying he's considering it. Like he's like, if it's his wife and it's someone he wants to be with for a long time, she like, I'm not mad at his answer. Like, but yeah, if it like, that's a weird, wild door to open. Like 3 days a week.
Schedule, like that's wild. And to your point though, right? Like if you did it at one time, you was like, all right, and then you ain't like it, like you would hope that you would have a partner that would be good enough for just like letting that shit go and being like, all right, well, my partner not really on this shit. It should be for both of us. Then we gotta just never do this shit again. But then, temptation is temptation if she really liked it. So it's like that's gonna cause a rift in the relationship because she really want it and you really don't. And it's like,
she's walking.
I feel like that would really,
She's looking at every man's cheeks as he walks by.
She's like, damn, that is funny to me. That's funny. Damn, Phor. I think all in all, go ahead.
Definitely changed the dynamic of the relationship for sure.
1,000%.
I just can't imagine like looking at my wife in the eyes after that. Just be like, yeah, like
she
we
gonna
just
jump.
going to bed or like I just see her in the morning. She just smiling like
right,
okay, like
that would just change the whole power dynamic. And next time, like you want her to do something, she's like, no, you do it.
Like just slapping your ass around, like just going to grab the juice. She just grabbing your cheeks.
You iron the clothes today.
Talking about sup, babe, and hitting you on your ass. I'm like, what? Nah, man, that's not cool. That's not cool.
I want some eggs, some bacon, some toast.
Yeah.
Type of shit like that. And that's when you got to leave. I mean, at that point. But you know what I wanted to talk about?
What?
I want to talk about this other video that we came across where, man, this is another crazy topic that that happens in the Black community. Oftentimes we don't really discuss like how nasty some of our family members are or have been, like really causing trauma to like kids and stuff like that. And I think this is a large conversation that needs to be had, or just can we start saying something about it? But I want to talk about this video where a dad gets upset because his baby mother sat on another man's lap. So let's get into that and we'll kind of react to it right quick.
And it's his baby mother's child who sat on her uncle's lap.
Yep, on her uncle.
In your life, have my daughter sit on your uncle's lap again, dude.
First of all, don't you ever in your motherfucking life come at me like that.
What you mean, you heard what she said?
Go sit down, that's your uncle.
What you mean that's her? Listen, don't let my...
Wait, she said, was that the little girl saying that made me uncomfortable?
That little girl sounded real grown too.
She did. Like that was like a 12-year-old for real.
Wait, you gotta run that back one more time.
Okay, hold on.
I would assume that it was like a little girl.
That kind of makes it weirder that she was older too. Like that makes it even more weird. But okay, yeah, let me run this back.
Have my daughter sit on your uncle's lap again, dude.
First of all, don't you ever in your motherfucking life come at me like that.
What you mean, you heard what she said?
Yeah, that sounded like an older child. Okay, let's keep getting into it.
That's your uncle.
What you mean that's her? Listen, don't let my
Okay, we always sitting the fuck right there. What is you on?
Don't let my daughter sit on no man lap. What is your problem?
Oh no, what the fuck is you on with me and my uncle? Why'd you over sexualize that
that's my
shit?
daughter.
We all sitting right there. Like what the fuck is you on?
She's a girl. She shouldn't be sitting on no man lap. What are you talking about?
You is tripping, man. For real.
How am I tripping? I don't play that.
Because that shit is crazy as the motherfucker.
I don't play that, dude. Seriously, dude, I do not play that, dude. For real, dude. Don't let that shit happen again. I don't see how. Why can't you understand? Why can't you see it how I see it?
Okay, and why the fuck is you talking to me like that though?
Because you let my daughter sit on another man's lap.
Okay, but what the fuck? Okay, I'm not your motherfucking child though.
Listen, don't let it happen
We're
again.
talking to me like you don't watch your motherfucking
She already
mind.
said she felt uncomfortable. You're not gonna listen to your daughter? You're not gonna listen to her? That's what I'm saying.
Let's end it off right there.
Yeah, she's not really trying to listen at all. I think he has.
He's right though.
Yeah.
Like especially like a lot of people in our community, unfortunately, a lot of women say they've dealt with that type of sexual abuse, and it's normally from someone in their family or a family friend.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, like, that's how it starts and how it's perpetuated is that, okay, well, if I dealt with it and I know my sisters did or the other women in my family did, then like I don't even feel the need to really protect my kid because this is just, some people feel like it's just a part of life,
It's commonplace, yeah.
which is really messed up.
Mm-hmm. No, it's super sad. Yeah, so I think that he definitely has a point. I just didn't really like how the mom wasn't trying to listen to her. Like she wasn't trying to listen to the daughter or the father, which is
And
interesting.
You think it was just the energy that he came off with? He probably like, get her off his lap. Like
but
why are you talking to me like that?
I think that's one of like the hard parts about co-parenting dynamics is some people get caught up in the delivery of stuff and how a message is relayed instead of the actual message. Like if she had an issue with, which it seemed like in the video, like she had an issue with how he said it to her, like, oh, you're talking to me like I'm a child. It's like, that's besides the point right now. Like the major point is our child feels uncomfortable. We can talk about how I'm speaking to you later. We can talk about that after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
But for right now, in this moment, I'm saying I don't want my daughter on another man's lap.
Right, because she wasn't really trying to hear that point. I don't know why she couldn't like just take that part and be like, okay, like they could have moved on like in 10 seconds, but like she kept saying like, why are you talking to me like that? Like you missing the point.
She had to be right. She wasn't gonna apologize. She wasn't gonna take no accountability.
Yeah.
Totally missing the point.
Common trend.
Well, it's interesting. I feel like we all agree on this topic. To be honest, I feel like we all feel like he was right. To be honest,
I'm curious. Like, obviously, none of us have kids.
Mhm.
When you do have kids, like, what's your mentality on like kids being affectionate towards adults? Like, I know there's some people, especially in like Black families, where it's like, no, you need to go and give hugs to everybody in the room. Go give a hug to Auntie so-and-so, Uncle so-and-so, and Grandma. We aren't leaving until you hug everybody. And there's some parents, who are like, no, you don't have to do any of that. Like, where do you fall more on? Like, do you think some of that is just a sign of respect? Or
yeah, that's a good question too. I think it depends on the age, right? I mean, because I feel like I used to hug my family like when I was younger, but like now, like yeah, like maybe like not everybody, like everybody in the house ain't getting hugged. Like that's not a necessity for me. And it's not for no specific reason. It's just like not just something that I would do. But in terms of teaching kids that, I mean, maybe I would teach them to speak. Like you ain't got to necessarily go and hug them and touch them. You know what I mean? But I think you can greet people in other ways as other than just like hugging. So I wouldn't necessarily like build that into their brains.
Is that what you meant by like hugging? Is that what you meant? Like, was that the point? Like Jermayne, like when you asked the question.
yeah.
Oh, just touching, just in general, like a hug, like just like hugging your family.
Yes,
like, I don't see why that's so weird. Like I don't get it.
And maybe it's a gender thing, but so I've seen that conversation come up of like some people saying like, don't make your kids hug other people in the family that they don't feel comfortable with. Like if they don't want to, don't make them do it. I think especially as like a little girl, you experience that a lot. Like, oh, hug Uncle so-and-so. And
I've never heard that. Like that's interesting. Like, yeah, I'll just hug everyone in my family. Like then there's no. I guess like, huh. But it's your family. Like go hug them.
But
like,
you was a little boy though. She talking about like from a little girl's perspective, like the weird uncle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like to give the weird hugs type shit. Like that's the type of shit where it's like you kind of have to not let her do that because you already know. You know what I mean?
Maybe I'm on the side of the mom a little bit on that. It's like that to me, that's over sexualizing it. Like a hug is over sexualized. Like I get sitting on the lap, but going to hug your family member and embracing them, like you're embracing your family. I don't think that's like as a hug. That's not crossing any lines to me.
I guess for me, it's not so much about. Well, I didn't answer the question, so I'll answer it for myself. Like, no, I don't plan on making my kid like hug anybody they don't want to. Like, I think there are other ways that you can show respect. You can speak, maybe like a fist bump or something like that. Not because hugs are sexual necessarily, and not that'd be over sexualizing the hug, but more so, I think it's important for kids to learn like that they have bodily autonomy and to learn at a young age, like I don't have to physically do anything that like I don't want to do. And so I don't want my kids to feel like, no, if I tell you to hug this person, you have to. I want my kid to be like, no, I'm not feeling it. That way that if somebody is like, oh, sit on Uncle so-and-so's lap, it's like, no, I don't want to, so I'm not going to. I think a lot of times, and maybe it's just how I was raised too, a lot of times kids are raised to have like total respect for adults. And to be honest, some adults don't deserve respect. So
did you have like a lot of choices as a kid like that?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't. Like it was do what you were told. There was no options. Like I feel like kids are given too many options these days. Like if my mom told me to do something, that was law. That or my father told me to do something, it's law. It's not. I can't say no. Or I don't feel like that. Like a smack was coming pretty soon if I uttered the word no or like a like
right.
let me hear you again. Like what are you saying? Like are you saying no?
You said what, boy?
Like I don't know. Like this definitely has to do with people's family and how people were raised because that wasn't an option.
Like if she say go hug your auntie, you gotta go hug your auntie.
Go do it.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you. Like,
right.
Like I didn't think about it like in a sexually way. It's like go hug them.
No.
Like you ain't seen them in years. Like we only see them once a year. Go hug your family. Like why would I tell my kid no? Don't do it. Like and make it like a shy kid around family. It's like no, go. You ain't seen them in forever. Like go hug your family. Like trying to make that sexual, but body autonomy. Like this new age. It's like what are we talking about?
I do like the way she flipped that. I like the way you flipped that, Jermayne. Go ahead, though.
But that's what's interesting is like, so my dad is one of 5 sons. He's the oldest. And so that's how we grew up. So like I don't know if I've ever really hugged my uncles. Like that's just not our relationship. I don't even call my uncles like Uncle so-and-so. Like I call them all by their first names. Like I didn't grow up with that.
Side hug? Like on the side?
No, like probably not. I literally could not tell you the last time I've hugged my uncles. Like I don't think it's a thing I do. But my uncles, their kids in particular, like one of my uncles, his wife is much more traditional like that. So the kids have to come by and speak to everybody, you know, when they come in the room and leave the event and hug everybody. And they never want to be hugging everybody. They always get the little sad, like I'm irritated hugs. So they got to hug everybody and call, you know, Uncle Brett and this and that. And like, you know, that's cool for them. But like, I was raised so the opposite. And I remember like being maybe like 12. And one of my uncles was like, you need to call me Uncle so-and-so. And I was like, no, I'm not calling you that. Like, I'm calling you by your first name because that's your name.
You was calling them their first names as a kid?
Yeah, I was never called any of them uncle. They always call them by their first name.
That's crazy. I had a cousin like that too. And they would always be like, it's Auntie. Don't call me my real name. Like, but he would always do that as a kid. And I always found that interesting. But you too. Wow. Why is that? Like, you just...
Yeah, I didn't do that either.
What, like you use the uncle or auntie?
Yeah, like that's it.
Like, how did that happen for you, Jermayne? Like, I'm intrigued.
I don't know.
I get a lot of just free thinking parents. Like they're just like, yeah, go ahead. Like,
yeah, my parents were very liberal in how they raised us. Like we had Yeah, a lot of autonomy. And so, and I don't know, that's what everybody else called him. So I called him the same thing. And yeah, when they were like, well, you should call me uncle. I'm like, no, but your name is so-and-so. Like, I'm not calling you uncle. Like, nobody else is. So
that's so interesting and dope. Okay.
I would get it if no one else called him that. He wants you to specifically to call uncle. Like,
yeah.
Like, nah.
Because we were the only. The other thing too is like me and my brother were the only kids in the family. So it's like I'm not hearing other people call you uncle so and so. They're calling you by your first name. Like, why should I call you something different? I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. Even when I hear that shit from my nieces, Uncle Rod, be like, he wears me out. I'm my uncle.
Yeah, like, I don't like that. Like, I'm not Unc.
Please just call me my name. Like, I'd rather that actually. Just call me Rod. Like,
because the way I feel like if you still know who I am too, like I still know you're my uncle. Like I don't need to call you uncle. It's like for you to know you're my uncle.
Like of course you're gonna have the same respect for them, like whatever respect uncles deserve. I don't know, but like
kids.
But yeah, man. I think we can go ahead and close this episode out here. Excuse me. But if you made it this far, oh no, let me back up. Does anybody have anything they want to highlight this week for the people?
So my highlight for the week is Alina Baraz dropped a new single, "Keep Me in Love." I feel like she hasn't put out a lot in a little minute, but I'm a big Alina Baraz fan, so I'm excited that hopefully this means that she's got some more music coming out and hopefully album coming out soon.
Sounds good. Raj, you got anything for the week?
I want to shout out the Montgomery Brawl and the family that was out there. They really put in work out there. They showed up together. Like I love that unity. I love black people sticking together. I love the black guy jumping in the water, swimming across. Like when the security guard, he was getting jumped by that white family. Like I felt him. I was like, damn, like they doing him dirty.
No, he didn't even mean to, bro.
Like, he trying to hat up in the air, and it started it all off. Like I like how the white family try to go over to their boat, and the black people start stepping on their boat. It's like, come on, bro. Well, you gotta get this fade. Like,
don't run.
I love the man. So shout out to, I don't know, it made me feel proud to be black. Like, and the music from G-Mac that came out from Detroit. The folding chair. I love that folding chair. Like, I saw what they did to the dude in Detroit while he still had a blunt in his mouth. He smashed him. Like, oh man,
that's talent right there. That's talent. Hey, I saw another one too where a white woman came around the counter on this black woman that was working behind the counter, and like she was talking on the phone, and then like she took the joint. Like as soon as she seen her coming, she was like, all right, and then just started getting to it. Picked up a chair too. Crazy. I don't know what's going on with the folding
chairs are having a big week.
They really are. I'm about to buy stock in chairs for real.
I heard there was a sale at Walmart. $13
for real per chair.
And go get you a folded chair.
No, for real. Man, let me go ahead and highlight Lil Tyler, man. Lil Tyler, he's super dope out of Tallahassee. I think I might have talked about him before, but he has a song with NoCap called Weeks. And I don't even necessarily like Lil Tyler's part, but NoCap, he slid on that shit. So shout out to that. So yeah, check out that. Check out the Montgomery Brawl, I guess, if you haven't seen it already. Check out the Alina Baraz. And if you made it this far, we appreciate you for listening. This has been The Friends Podcast, and we out. Peace out.
Bye.
Peace.